everybody! So good to see you here! Oh my goodness! We are so excited to be here with you. You are watching the Coffee Shop Conversation Show for Entrepreneurs. I am Nastine.
That would make me Peter.
And I can't stop staring at Chris's legs. I'm sorry. Guys, if you're seeing Chris's legs on the screen right now, please don't click away. It's still us. It's still your beautiful entrepreneurs from all around the world. We're still doing the entrepreneurial thing. It's just that Chris agreed to go a little bit further with this whole movement than the rest of us.
That's dedication.
Okay, so we all know that we are literally here because we want to create a better world for all of us. We are sick and tired of the way that the world is looking. We don't want more wars. We don't want more pandemics. We don't want inflation going up all the time. We don't want to see more businesses close.
I don't want plastic packets in shopping centres.
We want to see the small business owners out there succeed. And in order for them to be able to do that and create a better world for all of us, we've joined this movement and we are raising awareness for small business owners around the world, raising support, visibility, getting people involved, adding our voices to the mix, saying enough is enough. We want a better world.
Apparently when you say something together, it's louder.
So Chris decided that as part of that movement, he was going to pledge that the minute that we get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, he would get himself waxed live by his beautiful, beautiful, stunning girlfriend. Hi, Lucia. Don't worry, guys. She's a trained beauty therapist, not just a beauty therapist, but also the owner of a beauty therapy institute. By the way, we'll link the link to the place for you in the description below. So she's going to wax him while he is producing the show. So that's going to be so exciting. So guys, if you want to create a better world for all of us, if you want to help small business owners out there succeed, then you better share this. Chris is sacrificing parts of himself, people, in order to help us raise awareness. And you've seen the things that we can make happen when we stand together. You've seen our Facebook group grow from 0 to 500 in less than 2 weeks. You've seen the sponsored prizes, more than £500 every single week being put out on the Facebook group. You know why that is happening? It's happening because we're standing together. You've seen entrepreneurs go from having one client to 12 in 3 months. You've seen people that have been retrenched go from retrenched and not knowing what they're going to do to having a full-fledged business, to having a scaled business, to creating jobs for everybody else in the network.
And it's kind of the point. And I think with entrepreneurs, when you help an entrepreneur, you're not just helping one person. And you're not just helping one little business. You're actually helping a community. And that's where it's at. Community is actually what it's all about at the end of the day. And the stronger a community, the stronger our space, the stronger the people in it, the better we do as a whole. So, hey, why not? Let's do this.
So, Chris, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself because today's topic is no pain, no gain.
Yeah, so this is fun. As you can see, Lucia has started already. She's actually working quite quickly, and the first leg's almost done. So we'll see how this goes. But the idea and the concept is that in life, no pain, no gain. I think it also ties in nicely with us celebrating Women's Day tomorrow here in South Africa and International Women's Month. So women also have to go through pain like this for society and things. So it helps bring awareness for that. But with the topic, the question is in entrepreneurship, do you actually have to have pain to gain? I think that's a really good starting point is do you necessarily have to go through a lot of pain to get the gain within business and entrepreneurship? So, yeah, I think that's where we're there. I'm going to zone out here for a little bit while I get used to this. But thank you for joining us, everybody. And this, I must say, is a first.
Oh, Chris, you're amazing. We love you so much. Guys, can we please just all unmute and quickly give Chris a massive amount of support? Like, let's just give him a clap, please.
I like how Suzanne said she's never seen me so red.
And Chris, it's meant to be fast. If it's slow, they're not doing it right. It's meant to be fast.
Okay, guys, so moving on from there.
Well, I mean, the thought process of no pain, no gain. I think it's something I heard the other day was don't learn from other people's successes, learn from their mistakes. And it's a good way to actually, I'm trying to think of where I heard it from. It was on some YouTube content. Well, it's not my, let's just put it this way, it's not my statement. And what better space than within a community to actually learn from each other? To me, I think there's an absolute power to that. When you put people from multiple perspectives into one space and we all get to learn from each other and we all get to grow in the process. So
I think that's enough for me and Peter. Let's pull some of our beautiful entrepreneurs from around the world into this conversation so you can also get to know them and connect with them. Beautiful people on the screen, if you are ready to contribute, please put up your hand and we will pull you into the conversation. And I say, Debbie is not waiting at all. Debbie, please go for it. For the first time ever on the Coffee Shop Conversation Show. No pain, no gain. Yes? No? What's your...
Thank you very much for the invitation and lovely to be here. Yeah, I have to say, I hate that entrepreneurs have to go through pain to get to where they're going, but that's just how it is. I find that, you know, if we're not learning every day and we're not learning from things, then how do we know where we're going that it is the right way? And also, how do we teach other people the right way if we haven't gone through the hard yards ourselves as well? It's, yeah, as I said, it's something I really hate, but it's something that we all go through. And I find for me, it's the difference for me between an entrepreneur and a business owner. I find that, you know, entrepreneurs, we share all of this stuff. We share what's real. We share the good, the ugly, the bad, the whole lot. You know, you don't hear us go, oh yeah, everything's fine, everything's great. We actually share it because we can learn from each other. And that's what's so important.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I really appreciate that. And I know that you're talking from the heart because you're someone that has gone through an immense amount of pain. But you're also someone that has reached, you know, that like level of entrepreneurship where I'm just like, go, Debbie, go. This is amazing. I mean, you survived the wax. You have like your 1,000 subscribers. You're just going for it.
My whole business came about because I wanted to make the journey easier for business owners, because I went through the hard yards. I'd been burnt by people. I'd made my mistakes. And I sat there thinking there's got to be a better way, not for other business owners to go through this. So because I couldn't find a better way, I created it under Empowerment Point or Debbie.team. So that way it makes it easier for other people because I don't want them to go through what I went through.
Guys, if you want to get in touch with Debbie and find out how she can make your entrepreneurial journey just a little bit less painful, please do connect with her. Remember, all of the people that speak on the show today are linked in the description below. You can find their LinkedIn links there. We've done the hard work. We found them. Literally just go and connect. And I know that this is one woman that I will definitely trust. Go and connect with her and she'll help you. That's what she's there.
Thank you. Under Debbie.team, there's my profile that people can find to connect with me, but there's also other business experts there that they can connect with as well.
Nice.
Brilliant. Love it. Chris, you have your hand up.
Sorry, it's a bit tricky to move the mouse on this thing to click all the right things. But anyway, so it's very difficult to concentrate on what everybody's saying right now. I'm not going to lie. But also everyone, you know, hands up if you want to contribute. But my thinking around no pain, no gain, and it's not necessary for entrepreneurs is on my journey for the first part is I didn't have good people around me and the right people around me. So I had to, by myself, make a lot of mistakes. And that in itself has slowed down my journey so much. Now, being in a space with the right people who enjoy watching you getting waxed, it makes it a lot better. Simple example, last week, we all go through those phases where you're just not having a great day and things aren't going well. And I had a great community of people that I could reach out to and just be open and honest and say, guys, I'm struggling today. I'm not in a great space. You know, I need some time out or whatever. And the amount of people coming to me and saying, Chris, what's up? What do you need? Whatever it is you need, we'll help out. And that's what they did. They all jumped in. So I think under your entrepreneurial journey, one of the important parts is to make sure that you're surrounded with great people who've either been through the process, have learned those lessons already, and then you don't necessarily have to do it all by yourself and go through that extra pain unnecessarily. I'm Chris from Live to Dream. Lucia is enjoying this far too much, and I do lots and lots of things like YouTube management and networking and lead generation. Let's chat if you'd like to find out more.
Chris is the most dedicated YouTube producer on this planet, guys. Seriously. I mean, I think that's fairly obvious at this point in time. So if you got a YouTube channel, you've got to get in touch with Chris.
Yeah. Just a reminder, if you want to jump into the conversation, just pop up your hands and then it'll cue you into the conversation. But this is something that we want to hear as many perspectives on this topic as possible. It's really good to actually get a foundation of where are people struggling? What are their pains? And I think the nice thing is that if we can actually get involved and talk about things like this, then these are problems that we can solve because there are people out there that are looking to solve these problems. So let's jump in.
Yeah, I think it's great if we can chat about what are the types of pain that small business owners are going through right now, and how can we make that pain a little bit less, but also which pain is even worth going through, because I know there are certain amounts of pain, like certain types.
And which pains can you actually avoid? Because there are ones that you can avoid.
Oh yes, I mean Peter avoids his to-do list every single day.
Every day.
Very successfully. David, let's hear from you again. Let's throw you back into the conversation.
That's okay. Yeah, you're not alone there, Peter. Let me tell you, you're definitely not alone there. I think one of the things is with business owners is we don't know what we don't know, and usually until it's too late. And one of the biggest things is to have solid business foundations, which is what I put together, especially because I didn't have that in the beginning. And I think once you've got the solid foundations, to me, I say it's like a house. When you have solid foundations, it gives you a choice, the choice to stay as you are, to sell, or to scale. And it's exactly the same with a business. So knowing what those foundations are and knowing how to seal any of your business gaps, whether it's when you're starting business or whether you're into business, whether you're already into business. Because if you can have those solid foundations and then you can seal your business gaps as well, that's going to give you something to work from. But if you don't have those, then all the things you're going to do, they will fall apart somewhere down the track because they're not sitting on solid foundations.
100%.
Love that, Debbie. That is super true, which is also why, we're trying to figure out exactly what all of those small little steps are that need to be in place, because then we jump in and help. Then we can bring people in and help.
I've put those together. That's what I've put together. I've put together all the foundations that you need in a business, and that's what I do. That's one of the things I do is I help business owners to go through all of those steps so they know they've got a roadmap of what they need to go through. And if I can't help them seal different gaps, then I bring in experts in those areas because I believe that everybody needs the most updated advice. And I'm not an expert in every area, and I never say I would be. And that's why we work with a bunch of experts as well. So yeah, I'm happy to help you guys or anybody go through those foundations, because that's where I was falling apart, and I was looking for places and businesses that had all of these foundations and I couldn't find it. So because I couldn't find it, that's why I created it. It came out of a need to not just to help myself, but to make the journey easier for business owners. I want business owners to be able to focus on creation, on doing what they do best and helping the people that they help best, not having to focus on the business part the whole time, because then they're not focusing on what's important.
Yeah, no, I like that, especially when you find a problem that everybody seems to be battling with, but nobody seems to be coming up with a solution. And then the fact that you mentioned that you may not be a professional in every area, but there are other people that are professionals in those areas. And the moment you bring those people together, it's a community. It's a group of people with a common goal. It makes life so much easier.
And I love bringing in those experts into the actual Facebook group. So I know maybe some of the small business owners out there, cash flow isn't always great right now in the world that we're currently living in. That's okay. We're taking care of that too. So right now, if you go to our Facebook group and you just look at the very top post on the group, it gives you a giveaway, and we're giving away things every single week. This week's giveaway is a professional photo shoot that will produce you a mini headshot that you can put on your LinkedIn profile. You can put on your website. You can put wherever it needs to go in order for you to get more business.
Yeah. T's and C's apply, and no hitman included.
Next week, we're bringing you a $4,000 case study package. Literally, these people have said that we're the experts in writing case studies. We have an award-winning journalist coming in. They're going to just give you guys a package where they will write a case study on one of the clients that you recommend. And they'll do it in video format too. That's why it's a $4,000 package. I mean, we can do this for you. We just need you to talk and tell us what is it that you want. Also, by the way, think of this before we go to Cloudy. So we have an attorney that has said she would love to get involved in this movement. She is so happy to help other small business owners. She wants to give something. She wants to give something worth more than $4,000.
But she doesn't know yet what to give.
What do you guys want? Like, from an expert attorney, what's the pain that you're struggling with? What is it? Do you need commercial contracts? Do you need collaboration contracts? Do you need help on how to set up I don't know what it is. Tell us, and we'll totally get her involved, because that's what we do. We're actually helping guys. That's what we're here to do. So, Cloudy, over to you. No pain, no gain. What do you think?
Morning. Yeah, no. First of all, Chris, I feel your pain. I'm not a big fan of waxing, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, ouch. I'm still, Nestine Peters, I'm still quite new with the business that I've done. And it's actually, it sounds weird, but it's actually so nice to hear that people also, it's no pain, no gain. People actually experience the pain that I'm sometimes feeling now. And I had a meeting with Janine this morning, and as I told her, just to know that there's other people going through the same thing, and that there's a community out there that, that supports and that you can talk to. Chris, like you said, when you've got those bad days, just to have the community to talk to and to be able to say, listen, I'm not having a good day. I need advice. I need support or whatever. So yeah, as I said, I'm still, my free to focus, my admin business is still in the startup phase and getting new clients. So yeah, that's my pain at the moment. And, but listening to everybody, I'm getting hope. It's good to know it will get better. We will get there. So yeah, it's lovely to see everybody here. Chris, good luck.
Thank you so much, Cloudy. And that is what I love to hear as well. It is going to get better. It's going to get better that much sooner when we all work together the way we're currently working together. So I'll tell you, just to give you a little bit of insight, like when we opened up the Facebook group the first time, and it had like 200 members, but it showed that it had some fast growing statistics. We got our first prize, and it was a $500 prize, the one that's up on there right now, the virtual photo shoot. Then that prize helped us get to 300 people, small business owners on the Facebook group. And that inspired our case study guys to say, hey, we'll do $4,000 in prize. Let's just help these small business owners. And the fact that happened and that we're on 500 members now, 2 weeks later, inspired two very, very incredible techpreneurs to jump in and say, listen, we're bringing $20,000 worth of tech, consulting, subscriptions. We're going to help you as much as possible. So I think the worst thing anyone can do right now is go and be like, okay, there's no hope. Everything is like, I'm not going to do anything. Everyone just does their little bit and get involved in the movement. And the more people we are.
And take it a day at a time and just do what you can.
Love it.
Correct.
Love it. And it's so awesome to have you here, Claudia. Remember, guys,
It's nice being here.
her link is in the description below. Just go and click and connect with Cloudy, and you can help her with her startup admin business. Or maybe you need a virtual assistant and you're happy to give her a go. Who knows? That'll be amazing. Debbie, let's hear from you.
Two things that I wanted to speak about. The first thing, when you asked in regards to what people may need from a lawyer, I would say a generic that people could use to themselves. One's a terms and conditions, privacy policy, compliance, as well as a non-disclosure. Those are things that I think a lot of people use that they can then make it their own. And the second thing I wanted to say, and to Claudia as well, business is up and down. There is no, people think that business is like this, or that, entrepreneurship is like this, and it's definitely not. It's totally up and down. Also, being part of a community of like-minded people is really important. And there are communities everywhere. This community, even though it's my first time, I'm loving it already. So thank you, Nestine and Peter. Being part of a community is really important because they get you. And, when you feel that someone gets you, it just makes the journey easier as well. Also, ask for help. Because a lot of us, we don't tend to ask for help. We can do it ourselves. We can do it until we can't do it ourselves. And, we end up going towards burnout as well, which is very common with entrepreneurs. So really ask for help, because people are more willing to give help than you realize. And one of the things that I keep saying, this is my own motto, is keep moving forward. There's plenty of times I've walked around the house going, keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. Because, even when we start doing things well, we still go through our ups and downs because we're human. And every emotion we feel, whether it be positive or negative, is so normal because we're human beings. So, yeah, everything we go through is totally normal. So my name's Debbie Small, Empowerment Point, under www.debbie.team, and I help make the journey easier for business owners. It's what I love to do. So thank you.
Love it.
And we love having you, Debbie. You're a natural, such a superstar.
I've been watching Neil's brain function in the background because I think he's a lot like me. He likes to listen and see what's going on. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen next. And Neil, jump into the conversation. We're wanting to hear what you have to say.
Well, Debbie mentioned the B word, burnout. And one of the things I coach people with is to be proactive over mental health. And that's particularly important for entrepreneurs. And let's start off by talking about stress. I knew of a psychologist. She was lecturing a room on stress. And to start off with, she held up a glass of water that was half full. And everyone assumed, is this a half full, half empty analogy? And she said, no, think of this as stress. It's how much do you think it weighs? And people guessed various weights. And it didn't matter, because she said it's not the weight that matters, it's how long you're carrying it. Because it starts off feeling relatively light, it's something you can easily cope with. But the longer you carry it, the heavier it feels. And eventually your arm gets so tired you have to drop it. And that's stress. And the trick with stress is learning to be able to put it down and give yourself a rest period before you pick it up again. This is particularly important with entrepreneurs. Debbie was saying, keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. Sometimes you have to stop. You have to take the time to rest and recuperate before you start moving forward again. If you just keep pushing, you're only going to push yourself into burnout.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's the reason we have pit stops at racetracks, because to push forward, I think part of pushing forward is taking the time to rest and be able to go forward. So taking the rest is part of the strategy of being able to push even harder because you have the ability to. And I think that the whole thing of, drive until the wheels run smooth and it starts to rain. Well, not very good.
You have to give yourself permission to stop. You have to give yourself permission to fail.
Yeah.
You know, I used to work with special needs kids and teaching them to juggle. And the first thing you teach kids when you're teaching them to juggle is to teach them to accept that dropping the ball is part of learning. And I would end up with cerebral palsy kids who had terrible coordination, juggling 2 and 3 balls. And they didn't see dropping balls as a failure. So they kept on coming back, picking them up, starting again. It's the same with everything in life, and entrepreneurs, it's a lesson they have to learn too, that you have to give yourself permission to fail and then talk to other people, as Debbie was saying, to get them and their perceptions before you decide to pick the balls up and start again.
I'm wondering, Neil, that is so industry. It's very industry, Justine. Sorry, I have Monday mouth.
I boggled your mind, that's the trouble.
I love it. So Neil, I'm wondering, that's something that, because we keep on wanting to give these entrepreneurs like more things that help out with immediate pain, like the virtual headshot, the case studies. I wonder if we should get some people involved to give them like a holiday. There's a lot of people that are burnt out right now. Hey, it's been a rough 2 years. I don't know, Neil. What do you think about something like that, or just like a retreat, or what would it be?
A manicure pedicure.
I love it.
It depends. Being pampered like that can be a very stress relief experience. But a retreat of some description. Maybe get a gang of them together and do crazy things that are not related to work, but which will help them develop the right mindsets they can then take back into what they're doing.
I like that.
I don't know, but having your legs waxed doesn't look stress relieving to me.
I'm not gonna lie. Maybe later I'll feel some relief, but yeah, okay.
Guys, if you're watching this right now, and by the way, Megan, thank you so much for your comment on the YouTube. Okay, so Megan basically agrees with Debbie. She says, take the sage advice on offer from those further along the entrepreneurial journey. No need to reinvent the wheel. Also, contracts drawn up and or reviewed. Also, NDAs would be a fabulous gift from a legal expert. So we're on that. We're going to get you guys like a NDA or a contract package of some sort. We just need to package it nicely. Remember, if you want to get involved in the conversation, let us know what you want and we can make that happen. Also, if you know any people that are in beauty or in holidays or in like special type of like camping or relaxation, like put them in touch with us, send them this video. We want to get you guys some sponsored prizes that's also going to give the sponsors more visibility. So that will be absolutely amazing. If you guys know anyone, please tag them in on this or send them this video and let's get the conversation started. Let's see what holidays and breaks and retreats and stuff we can get for you. Debbie, over to you.
Okay. Firstly, yes, Joe, was that Toby's retreat you put down there? Cool. Yeah, there's a friend of ours who's organising a founders retreat to actually help people. So Joe put the link in the chat there, which is really great. And I just want to say I totally 100% agree with Neil, is that we need to stop. We need to take time for ourselves as well, because if we don't look after ourselves, how do we look after the people around us? So just the same way as we block out, and I'm really good at saying this, I'm really bad at doing it, just to let you know. We need to block out time just as we do for admin or, you know, our meetings. We need to block out time for us, whether it's to go for a walk or, you know, do something or spend time with family or stuff like that. My mother knows that I travel the world without a passport. You know, I'm at home working, and she keeps telling me that you need to go for a walk. Just go outside and go. She's 100% right. She really is. But, you know, we're really terrible at doing it. But we really need to take time for ourselves as well, because it's like, you know, the aeroplane when they say put the mask on yourself and then put the mask on those around you. It's the same with business. We need to look after ourselves to look after those around you. So, Neil, I 100% agree with you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Neil.
Yeah, I wanted to join in with what Debbie was saying there. Firstly, little plug to me, because I'm being cheeky about this. One of the services I help people with is what I call a mental fitness personal trainer, which would be somebody who is objectively beating you about the head to go out and take that walk, rather than somebody who's family who's easy to ignore. Because you're paying me for the service, you won't ignore me. But that aside, taking a walk is such a simple thing. The Japanese latched into this centuries ago. They have this thing called Shinrin-yoku, which translates as forest bathing. And there is hard science now that shows us going out and walking amongst trees makes us mentally and physically healthier. If anybody wants to know about that, connect with me. I'll bore you for hours on it. But otherwise, keep going.
I love it, Neil. Thank you so much. I'm definitely guilty. I'm also one of those people that preach, take breaks. 18 hours later, I'm still sitting there.
I think this is where we advocate for hugging trees and to stop cutting them down.
Hey, nothing wrong with getting back into nature.
Yeah, the more we cut them down, less trees there are to walk amongst. Does it make sense?
It does.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, stop cutting the trees.
Stop cutting the trees down.
Okay, cool. Let's move to Joe. Joe, let's have you into the conversation. No pain, no gain. What are your thoughts?
Hi. Well, I think it was something that I was in a conversation with you guys that I was talking about, and was basically just become allergic to doing any work. So if you remember our first meeting, the pathway, I believe, to getting to a place where you can be hyper successful within your own organization is to just be extra allergic to working. And if you just continuously look at the things that you do and say, how can I delegate that? Who can do that instead? The quicker you do that, as painful as it is, because the concept that a lot of us have in our heads is that we're the only person that can do that, we're irreplaceable, nobody can do it as good as we can or as efficiently, which in a lot of cases may actually be true, but probably in most cases is absolutely false. And it's our false sense of how smart we are that's getting in the way. In my experience, the quicker you just get allergic to doing work, handing it over to one of your team members, allowing them the opportunity to learn and figure it out, they'll often come up with solutions that you didn't think of anyway. And they might be different solutions, but in a lot of circumstances, they are better solutions because their perspective is different. So the quicker you can become allergic to doing work, and the really challenging part of that is not being allergic, it's the fact that if you continue to delegate, you're going to have to train people. You're going to have to make sure that you support them. Then eventually you won't have any work. And then if you're a workaholic, you might start feeling guilty about not having any work in your business. But that's kind of like the place where you want to be spending your time, right? Because then you'll always come up with something new. But it's really interesting to be in a place where you're progressively pushing out as much as you can, because you start uncovering as well how much work you actually do once you become allergic to doing it. Because then every time, like I do these mind maps, and I'll just do what I call an accountability map. And I'll go like, okay, what's one part of my business? And I'll map a line out and say, what are all the different sub functions within that? And then I'll realize how many things I'm doing. And then I'll have to hire a team member just for one little arm of that, because it's like 20 hours a week in there. And then you realize you were doing it. So there's all sorts of cool things that you can do that all start from the idea in your head of saying, I'm allergic to work. And if you roll with that attitude, you'll start being able to give meaningful work to other people while making your own life easier. So there's a really cool argument to say, I'm allergic to work, and just using that as your mantra. So that's my share. I'm meant to talk about my business. I'm Joe from one of my businesses is Find a Team, FINDA.team. And we offer a 360-degree business support solution where we have a team member for anything you could ever want. So just call us and we can probably fix it. So FINDA.team, where you go to find a team. I thought the branding was pretty obvious on that.
Joe, thank you so much for hopping into the conversation. I absolutely adore that comment, and that's a phrase I'm going to be using going forward now, being allergic to work.
I don't know what you mean.
We need to become more allergic to work. Not you, Peter. Not you, you're already very allergic to work. But the rest of us.
Yeah, I'm infected.
I think that is so cool. So guys, I want to invite you, if there are virtual assistants out there.
No, not if. We have two on the call.
Oh yeah. If there are virtual assistants out there, and I'm challenging the virtual assistants on this call as well, if you'd like to respond to Joe and maybe sponsor some kind of prize for the Facebook group where you can show off how much you can help other small business owners, so you can become their dedicated, delegated go-to person, feel free to do just that. I think that'll be absolutely amazing. And Joe is saying he's looking for virtual assistants to add to his platform, so you'll get some visibility in turn. So yeah, not pushing you out there, but I'm totally just pushing you out there.
Yeah, we're pushing you out there.
We gotta rip off the band-aid. Like, this is one thing that I'll say happily to all small business owners. Like, all of us are like, okay, I need more clients. I need to do this. I want to go on a holiday. But are you actually willing to put yourself out there and do what you need to do in order to be able to do that?
Well, I mean, the funny thing is that, you know, as entrepreneurs, we understand we should understand our processes, and we should know what takes what time. We should know what distracts us. We should know where we want to go and how we're going to get there. But the problem is that sometimes we just don't, and sometimes we don't realize that there are people out there that can be part of our process. It doesn't mean you need to hire people. It doesn't mean you need to start paying salaries. It just means you need to connect with the right people, people that can actually step in and go, well, actually, I do this part of your process, and somebody else that steps in and go, I do that part of your process, and it just gives you the ability to step back and very clearly go, this is the direction I want to go in, and these are the people that I need to help me get there. And that's why I love VAs.
I'll be very straightforward with you guys. Like, this business that I've built with Peter is like the most outsourced work that I've ever had in any business. And I was so scared of it because I've had these experiences before of hiring people in, and then the return on investment just doesn't come through, and then it's just a complete mess. It's just a mess. Which is why I'm such good friends with the attorney that's going to be sponsoring the NDAs. But we right now have 6 people from our tribe, from our community on our payroll, and they take care of various different pieces of our business, and all of them allowed us to
do things that we wouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah, and they were like, I'll show you. Like, this is what I can do for you. I'll show you. And we were like, okay, fine, show me. And we were like, yes, keeping you. How much do you want? Because this is totally, and then you get into this point where you can literally look at your cash flow and it makes sense because you already know what the result is going to be. So I think that is beautiful, and I don't understand why more entrepreneurs aren't building their businesses that way. And if you want to start building your business that way, I mean, just book a coffee with me and Peter. We're here to help you. Literally, we have access to some of the most amazing entrepreneurs and experts in the world. And they're all here to help each other. They're all here because they care about small business owners. Chris is here because he cares about small business owners so much.
But he's having his legs waxed.
On YouTube! Live! Like, how inspiring is that?
Do you remember when we first met? There's a couple of stories like this, but when we first met Somerville and how our business was functioning then and how our business is functioning now. And then when we first met Susan, and she was like, oh, I see you guys are trying to do this, but you don't have the time to do it. And then she did it in a way that we thought, well, what the hell? We never thought of that. There's so many of those. You just got to surround yourself with the right people.
Susan is one of the best human beings in the entire world, which is why, Susan, let's please invite you into the conversation. No pain, no gain. What do you have to say?
No pain, no gain by sitting here and chatting. I'm listening to everybody, and I'm thinking about my road that I've been walking since last year, and the road that I've been walking with Explore Protech. And you know what? First thing that I had to learn, yes, Joe, you are right. You have to become what my parents used to say is "sommer lay." You know, you don't want to work, and then that presses you to work some more. You need to get to a point where you say, okay, let's draw the line here. If someone else can do it, then let's do it, because you're only a human being. So, Ernestine, you need to take that breaks and not work 18 hours. Trust me, it's not working if you do that. But I've seen your schedule, and I know that you guys are working really hard. And just to mention, Chris, you are my hero, because I think to sit there and do all that curly leg hair and get it pulled out, and you're sitting still. No, you're my hero today. Eh? So no, yes, guys. To me, I've been battling to get on my accounting business. I'm a virtual bookkeeping accountant, and I've been battling to get my business up and going for about a year now. And trust me, you get to a point where you feel I'm not capable of doing this. Let's just not do it and see if you can do something else. And then you get people like Nestine and Chris and Peter and Janine and all of them, and you know, they just help you and they motivate you to grow and to try a little bit harder, and maybe you should take these steps. And then I'm like, you know what, I forgot about that. And that's what makes a group of people like this so amazing, is they stand with you, they know what you're going through. All of them have been walking this road, and all of them know what it feels like to be standing alone, basically, in inverted commas. So yeah, I see on the chat that Joe is looking for VAs. Joe, I've got a couple of VAs that I know of, and I also know of Explore Van that's got quite a few there that I can introduce you to. So just have a chat with me sometime. You can book a chat with me. And yeah, you know, like I said, I'm thinking of sponsoring a bookkeeping something, but I'm trying to think what someone might need, because there's quite a few to do. So maybe I can sponsor like a 2-hour, have a chat and see how I can help you VA session. And especially with bookkeeping, because I can help you with a lot of stuff that you don't have time to do and you don't need to do. And there's quite a few apps that can help you, like Nestine said, that can help you with shortcuts to do that job. So I think there's 6 or 7 in here. So all of you you're welcome to book a 2-hour session with me, and let's see what I can do for you. All right.
You know, from our side, we had a process. We handed it to Susan, and then she came back and it didn't look like our process because it had been so revolutionized.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant.
And torn apart and put back together in such a way that we were like, wow, okay, actually didn't realize it could be done that way. Absolutely brilliant.
Guys, Susan, I love you so much, and I know that this is a new step for you. Just being live and chatting on this call is some of the pain that you're going through right now. So you're my hero for today. With Chris, you're both heroes, because you're both showing us that you're willing to do what it takes. And from our side, when we see that from someone, we're like, we're going to do whatever it takes to help with making your dreams come true. So guys, I want to challenge you, if you're watching this episode right now, let's help Susan become our next biggest success story. So we've had success stories where one of our virtual assistants went from having 1 client to 12 in 3 months. Can we please do the same for Susan? I mean, having an amazing bookkeeping specialist, virtual assistant in your corner is such a valuable thing. So I want to challenge you, if you're there right now, let us know, what do you suggest? What kind of sponsor prize could Susan give us? Are you willing to meet up with her and have a chat? Let's just help her get out there and really become our next biggest success story. Because if this group can come together and create a movement where we're literally lifting up one business at a time.
No, hold on. Not if. We have already come together. We are already a community, and we already have started a movement. The question is, who's joining us? That's the question. That I think, and some of the people that we've gotten together that are part of this community are absolutely incredible people, and they're incredible people from around the world with one common vision of uniting so we can make this a whole lot easier for each other. What could go wrong?
Well, Chris is sitting there right now. He's like, well, guys, we have about 5 minutes left together. Let's hear from Neil. Neil.
Just a brief comment on what Joe was saying. The idea of employing other people to do the bits of work is a strategy that Richard Branson used to turn himself into a billionaire.
Oh, yeah, that was a short and sweet comment. I like that.
Very correct, though.
Nice, Neil. Chris, you're up next.
Let's end with me.
What about Cloudy?
Let's end with Chris.
Okay.
I see his process.
Okay, Cloudy, you're up next.
Sorry, I'm also just going to keep it short. It's first, I like what Joe said, and I'm going to connect with Joe and Debbie after this. I've already got the details. And then the other thing, just to come back to what you were saying about walking in nature, if you struggle, get a dog. Believe me, they force you to go out. I've got two. And but except for that, I think a big thing that we have to remind ourselves, if you take a break, be present in that break. Don't walk or go for a walk or wherever and keep thinking about what you have to do when you get back. I found when I take my camera and I go and walk my dogs and I take pictures, you forget about work and then when you get back, you've got the energy to go on and maybe got some new inspiration. So I think take a break, but be present in the break. Don't think about what's going on your screen. And that's all that I quickly wanted to say.
I like that.
Beautiful.
Like that.
You hear that, Peter?
We'll take a break.
We should get a dog. In fact, we need two dogs because there's two of us. Thank you, Cloudy.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. Susan, you're getting so much love on the YouTube channel right now. I think jump in there and just everyone's just sending you so much love. So let's end with Chris.
Let's end with Chris.
Chris.
Hello. Okay, so just a couple of points. I did actually manage to concentrate and get some of the points made out there. And first of all, I want to say, Susan, I'm so proud of you. You stepped up. Takes courage to be here and to speak, knowing our conversations, like respect. That's where it starts. And it started with asking for help, which had to fight with you to get there as well. So I think part of the point of is like what Joe was saying is getting other people to do it for you. It's very hard to let go of that. So the first courageous step you can make is asking for help. That helps you get used to people assisting you and taking you through the process. And then from there, you get more into it. I mean, we can't just change overnight, but that's a really good starting point. Is just reach out and ask for help. So that's my point. Also, again, just surround yourself with the right people. Any success book you read says your success is based, if you want to see if you're going to be successful, look at the people around you. So make sure you surround yourself with them. And looking around the room just today on the YouTube channel, we can't go wrong. Joe, Debbie, Susan, Neil, Cloudy, and then Peter and Estine, you guys just always push us and challenges us. So to wrap, my point is what I taken away from today is, sometimes being an entrepreneur, you got to go through things that are uncomfortable, takes you out of your comfort zone. Trust me, I'm an extrovert. I like being on stage, but lying here with my legs on display and all of that and getting waxed, not quite my comfort zone, but it challenges me. It was relatively painful, but I tell you what, my legs look fantastic. I think I should start trying getting a modeling job for stockings or high heels or something, because I normally use men's legs for those anyway. But my legs are looking damn good. So actually, a little bit of pain, a little bit of uncomfort, good challenge, actually worth it at the end of the day.
Oh, Chris, that's a legend. Guys, let's unmute and give Chris some love. You're incredible.
Oh, look at that. Oh, stylish, eh?
Chris, don't you want to pull Lucia into the conversation?
Yes.
Just so she can...
Yeah. No, wait, to speak, you got to come here, because otherwise it'll echo.
Hey, beautiful human. Thank you so much for waxing Chris live on YouTube.
It was only my pleasure. It was so much fun.
Lucia, tell us a bit about your beauty school and where can we come if we want the same treatment? Like maybe not live on YouTube, but...
Well, that can always be arranged. I mean, if that is your thing. But I am based in Cape Town, South Africa, in Somerset West. And we offer over 46 different individual beauty courses, ranging from nails and massage and waxing and makeup and microblading and more aesthetic treatments as well. It is part-time courses, so you can still work while you study with us. Unfortunately, it can't be long distance, but I think there can always be made a plan with what did you say?
Yeah, so just contact Lucia and she can do an online consultation for your skincare, makeup, basics, etc., etc. She can always assist you with that.
Well, we took the opportunity to actually drive through and visit the Beauty Therapy Institute, and Nestine actually went in for
a massage.
Oh, so nice. Myself and Chris went to go grab a little something to eat, and by the time Nestine joined us, she was speechless because she was she was so relaxed. Her mouth wasn't working. She was like, she was walking like a jello, which is brilliant.
Definitely recommended. Chris, can we put Lucia's links in the description below as well, please? Lucia, thank you so much. You've been brilliant. Thank you, Chris. You've been amazing. Susan, you're our hero for today. Everyone on Zoom, thank you for being part of this conversation and for making it such a heartwarming, amazing conversation that it's been. I want to remind you that we're here back again every single freaking week. Next week, we're awarding our virtual photo shoot live on the show. So we'll have a draw and a spinning wheel and everything. I don't know.
That massage went to your head.
So we'll have that, and then we will have our case study humans coming in as well with the $4,000 prize. So we'll be announcing that next week and talking about what can you do with case studies to actually get your business out there. So that's going to be fabulous. And Chris's legs are looking fantastic. I mean, just look at that.
Oh, look at that. Gliding.
Thank you, Chris. And Cloudy, you're in Somerset West. Yes, just definitely go try a massage with Lucia. She's absolutely incredible. Guys, we'll see you again next week. Remember to connect with all of our beautiful guests in the description below. Their LinkedIn links are all there. Just go click, 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 click. We've done all the hard work for you. And until we see you again next time, become part of the movement. Join the Fempreneur Facebook group and let's do this. Let's build a better world for all of us. May